I have a SharePoint issue list, and I've added the 3-state workflow to be able to automate my issue tracking. This is what this workflow looks like. A user adds a request to the issues list in SharePoint. There's an email to someone to resolve the request. They then update the issues list with their resolution. The original requester then is prompted to decide whether or not that's resolved the issue. If it has, they mark it as complete and the issue is closed. If not, they should add some more comments, mark it as active, and it will be returned again to the start of the list. So here we have an active phase, resolved phase, and a closed phase. Let's see how this works when a user actually goes in and adds a new issue to the list. Here we are in the Two Trees Olive Oil Issues list. I'm going to add a new item, and I'd like someone to modify an InfoPath form, NPJ, and to add a department drop-down list. And I'm going to ask Olivia to do this. She's the only Olivia in our office, so no exact match was found, but I right-click on her name and we can resolve it here. And the issue is going to be active. I don't want to change this, and I could make it a high or a low priority. It's actually every issue of mine has a high priority, so we'll just go ahead and modify that. And now I can add some more comments, a description, for example. This request comes from the September Steering Committee meeting. Please contact John Ferris for details. Now, if there were other issues that this depended on, I could go ahead and link them up, but this is the very first issue on my list. There's nothing more to add. This comment section is used later by the person who's going to do the work. And let's say that there's a due date on this of October 10th. I'm going to go ahead and save this. Now, the first thing you may notice is that there's a new column here in my view that was never there before. It's called Issue Tracking. That's the name of the workflow, and it shows that it was in progress. This was added to my default view simply because I created the workflow. You'll notice that there's an issue assigned to Olivia marked as active, high priority. Now, let's go see what the email looks like that Olivia received. So here we are in my inbox. Workflow initiated, modify InfoPath form, and I get a copy of this because I'm the requester, but Olivia also gets this. Notice here's the link, so Olivia's getting an email that says there's a workflow initiated to modify an InfoPath form to add the department drop-down list. Notice that it's important what I provide as the subject for my email because the workflow's picking it up. When I added this in my issue log, it's being used, and it makes sense then to Olivia when she sees it. She can click on the link. It will take her right back here into SharePoint, and it says, here's the item. So now Olivia can turn around and go modify the InfoPath form and make some changes to it. And when she's all done, she can edit the item and say, okay, I think this is done. She would go to the comment section and she would add, I've added the drop-down. This is ready for testing. And then she'll change this from active to resolved because she believes that she's resolved this. And she will save it. Notice that the issue now shows as resolved in the issue status field. This would be my clue to be able to go work on it, and sure enough, here comes my email that says, it's time to review the work on Modify InfoPath form, add drop-down list. So I'd say, okay, Olivia got the work done. I click on this, I go in and take a look at it. Okay, it looks like she says it was all done, it's ready for testing. I would now go over, open up that form, make sure it met all my needs, and say, yep, it's all done. Now I have one more thing I need to do. I need to say, thank you, Olivia, it's all done. This item is closed. I could even add a note, and I could say, looks great. Thanks, Olivia, and save this. Notice now that the issue shows is closed. So there's my 3 states, active, resolved, and closed. And right now, the issue tracking workflow shows that it's still in progress. But in a few moments, or perhaps even right now, if I refresh, it's marked as complete. So that workflow has run all the way through to conclusion. That's how easy it is to run a workflow once we've created it on a list in SharePoint 2010.